Next article I wanted to talk about is on rightwingwatch.org. The title is Proud Boys Leader Who Burned BLM Flag Violated DC Gun Laws, Sentenced to 5 months in prison. This is written by Kareem Zidane, so let's give this a read and see what it has to say. Henry Enrique Tarrio, yes, it turns out his name is a fake name. His real name is Henry, evidently. The leader of the far-right neo-fascist hate group known as the Proud Boys has been sentenced to 155 days behind bars for burning a Black Lives Matter flag in December and bringing high-capacity rifle magazines to Washington, D.C. in the days leading up to January 6th Capitol insurrection. Now, I want to point something out with this. I don't actually have a problem with him burning a Black Lives Matter sign. It says he's been sentenced to 155 days behind bars for burning a Black Lives Matter flag. I don't have a problem with him doing that at all, really. I don't give a shit. You burn what you want. I want to be able to burn the American flag. He should be allowed to burn the Black Lives Matter flag. Who fucking cares? It's just a piece of fabric. But, that's not all there was to it. It wasn't his flag. It was destruction of personal property. It was owned by a black church, I believe. This church had this banner on their property. They paid for the banner, put it up on their church, and he pulled it down and burned it. He took something from somebody else that they owned and set it on fire. That's illegal. That's not okay. Bring your own Black Lives Matter flag to burn if you want to do it. I don't give a shit. But don't take someone else's. So in my opinion, the 155 days he was sentenced to is right and just. That is correct for destruction of property. However, he actually had a charge for bringing high-capacity magazines to Washington, D.C. also. I don't know that 155 days is enough for that type of charge. I think I would like to see a little more time on that count. Anyway, let's keep reading. The sentence was delivered by Judge Harold Cushenberry Jr. What a metal fucking name, right? Listen to this dude's name. Harold Cushenberry Jr. That's regal. Of D.C. Superior Court during a Monday, August 23rd hearing. Tarrio has until September 6th to surrender himself and begin his sentence. Are you serious? He hasn't surrendered himself? Oh, he was probably on bail. I bet that's what it was. Tarrio, 36, was arrested upon his arrival in Washington, D.C. on January 4th, 2021, 2 days before the January 6th insurrection, on suspicion of burning a BLM banner torn from a historic black church in the nation's capital during so-called Stop the Steal protests in December 2020, and charged with destruction of property. Upon his arrest, Tarrio was also found to be in possession of 2 high-capacity firearm magazines, which is illegal under the district's strict gun control laws, and was subsequently charged with 2 felony counts of possession. Shit. That's a big fucking deal. If they were felonies, then how the fuck did he only get 155 days behind bars? He was granted pre-trial release the following day and was prohibited from entering the District of Columbia, except for court-mandated appearances. The flag-burning incident occurred at the Asbury United Methodist Church on December 12th, shortly after the Proud Boys attended a pro-Trump rally held by the so-called Stop the Steal campaign, which later escalated into violence that resulted in several stabbings. Tarrio later took credit for the decision to vandalize church property, adding that he was damn proud to have done it. Yeah, I guess that's kind of biting you in the ass now, isn't it? Probably wasn't the best idea, was it? To kind of gloat about it. Proud Boys chairman damn proud of burning BLM banner outside black church. This article was written December 21st, 2020, when he actually said it. The Proud Boys leaders taking credit for burning Black Lives Matter sign belonging to a historic black church. Enrique Tarrio, who assumed the role of Proud Boys chairman after Gavin McInnes stepped down in November 2018, revealed that he was the one that lit it on fire. I was the person that went ahead and put the lighter to it and engulfed it in flames, and I am damn proud that I did, Tarrio said during his appearance on War Boys, a podcast affiliated with Proud Boys. Probably got a little too comfortable on that podcast, huh? Maybe should have rethought that. The dude was arrested at DC. Why did he think it was a good idea to go out and admit that he was the one that lit it on fire? I guess maybe we're not dealing with the brightest crayons in the box. I mean, they are members of Proud Boys. In fact, he's the leader of Proud Boys. Let's keep reading. Against the wishes of my attorney, I am here today to admit that I am the person responsible for the burning of this sign, Tario wrote days later on Parler, the social media platform among the far right. And I am not ashamed of what I did because I didn't do it out of hate. I did it out of love. Wow, that's some fucking gymnastics right there. That's like Olympic tier gymnastics. Did it out of love. Love for a country that has given my family so much. The burning of this banner wasn't about race, religion, or political ideology. It was about a racist movement that has terrorized the citizens of this country. I will not stand by and watch them burn another city. In July, Tario pleaded guilty to 2 misdemeanor charges of destruction of property and attempted possession of a large-capacity ammunition feeding device. Wait, I may be misreading this. He was not charged with a hate crime in relation to burning the BLM flag. That's fucking weird. Seems like he should have been, right? What would he have had to have done that he didn't do that would have qualified that as a hate crime? That is like the definition of a hate crime, right? It seems to me. Prior to his sentencing, Tario spent the past few months calling for the release of January 6th defendants and fellow Proud Boys members Joe Biggs and Ethan Nordian, the former of whom is accused of conspiring to disrupt the joint session of Congress on January 6th. Most recently, Tario posted to Telegram an image of protective gear, which included a bulletproof vest and a bag with a decal that read, "Join your local militia," and stated that he plans to speak at the United We Stand rally in Portland, Oregon on August 22nd. Holy shit. That rally culminated in a melee and gunfight between far-right activists and anti-fascist demonstrators. I remember when that happened. During the sentencing hearing on Monday, Tario's attorney Lucas Dancy called his client a man of moral character who respects the laws. No. Literally nothing about that is accurate. Except man. Maybe. And stated that Tario's extremely sorry for what he did. No, he's not. Dude went out there and gloated about it. After taking a moment to apologize to the court, Tario claimed that he has suffered financially and socially for his actions. I fucking doubt it. When he did that, he was doing something that his peers wanted him to do. He did not suffer socially for this. Financially? How? Having to go to court, maybe. I mean, I guess that can be expensive, especially if it's in another district, another area. Like, it was in DC, and he wasn't allowed to be in the city unless he was going to court, so I guess that would make sense. Financially, to some degree. Socially, no. I completely reject that premise. He didn't suffer socially. This is what his extremist friends wanted. This is what they wanted to see from him. This is why he is their leader. He does shit like this. It's inexcusable. I will not accept this kind of culture in this country. As the article says, the last rally from August 22nd culminated in a melee and gunfight between far-right activists and anti-fascist demonstrators. I do not believe in violence, ever, unless it's in self-defense. Violence, we can't have a civilized society and also have a violent society. We can't have both. Violence must be punished if we're going to live in a civilized society. This guy got involved in a gunfight. He burned somebody else's flag, took it down, and lit it on fire. Somebody else's property. If people were doing this shit to him, how do you think he would react? I don't know how he justifies this shit to himself, but it is top tier mental gymnastics. And I'm glad he's serving his time in jail. I'm disappointed it's only 155 days, especially with multiple felonies for possessing high-capacity rifle magazines.